I feel a little bit more calm when I'm on testosterone, but it's almost like a false calmness, like unmotivated in any direction emotionally. So when you're supposed to be having normal emotions, they hit a certain level like, oh no, I'm feeling, and then it's just shuts off or whatever. After testosterone, being on estrogen, I would have that same feeling of like, oh no, I'm feeling emotional. And then instead of shutting off, I would just say however I felt. That was so unusual for me because I would just like bottle things up and then get like confusingly angry and nobody would know why. In that very slow amount of time when it takes to build up in your system, if you don't block the testosterone, it just dominates the estrogen and the estrogen doesn't apply. So you have to get the testosterone out of there and then the estrogen can slowly start to work. And this takes maybe like a month or a couple weeks before people notice the very earliest signs of it. When I would go then from not taking estrogen to taking it again, it's a really difficult time period because your body's like just rushing all this testosterone back into your system that was blocked before. I'm like 36 years old experiencing hormonal things that are similar to being a teenage boy or something, just like, oh, it's horrible. And then at the same time, then you're like, okay, I got to get the estrogen in there. Now you're experiencing this crossfade between hormonally teenage boy and hormonally teenage woman. That time where they're both happening simultaneously is really crazy emotionally. And my favorite thing about estrogen is that it prevented me from holding back in a way that ultimately became beneficial, even though sometimes you have to apologize about something you said or apologize about how intense you were or something. And you're just going through all kinds of emotional ups and downs and you're upset about things that aren't really that upsetting, but you're upset about them to such an extreme and you're like, how could nobody care about this? The drama level is just so high. That's an experience that a lot of people don't like, but when you're coming from just being like sort of an emotional desert, it's refreshing in a way that feels utterly essential.